that. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the 2 Hour Track Challenge. My name is Ben_Burns, and today we're going to write a song in 2 hours or less. What's up, Em? So I have, yeah, right. I have not a whole lot of ideas today. I've actually been having a pretty crummy week, but I wanted to try working with this Frostbite 2 that I got from the Music Production Club that's hosted by Brian Funk. No license detected. Well, this is what happens when you don't do anything beforehand. Whoop. Hi, everybody. Who makes this thing? Audio thing? Remember me. License detected. Cool. Hey, remember when I started the video? How you doing? So yeah, I wanted to make a song that was probably chill, but I don't know. So Frostbite is, I don't know much about it, but it's kind of like a reverb granulizer kind of thing. Yeah. So it looks like it does quite a few things. I'm not sure what yet, but so yeah, I'll start the timer. There we go, temples. Let's go with that. I don't know. I'm a little out of sorts today, and I apologize if I am a little out of sorts. But yeah, I'll start the timer. We'll get going with something, and yeah. So I was thinking about making a song called Murmurations, which is when those like hundreds of birds flock together and swarm. That's generally what that is called. But I don't really have much of an idea beyond that, aside from it would just be kind of arpeggiated in some way. So I figure we'll just start and see where we go from there. I was thinking this would be maybe in 6/8, but I don't want to limit myself on that yet because I tend to do that and then paint myself into a corner. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do at all, but that's okay. We will sort it out. And once we get our mitts on an idea, then we can run with it from there. But for the moment, it's just kind of flailing around. We'll find something. It's just we got to find something that sounds good, you know? See, I like this, but it doesn't really offer a lot of variety when it comes to... Well, hello. Redeemed AMA. How am I doing? Well, that is a loaded question. I'm doing okay for the most part. There are things going on that aren't okay, but I'm trying to not let them get me down. Yeah, Eternal Earth has some pretty cool pads. I want something that has a little bit more... See, the problem with that is that these pads, do you stream all days? Primarily on Wednesdays. I did stream yesterday. That was fun. See, that's not the vibe I'm going for. I'll figure something out. It's a little flailing around. It's like when you start something and you don't really have ideas.
Remember to save.
Hey everybody, remember to save. You don't really have ideas, and that's not a bad thing. It's just kind of figuring out where you want to go. Ooh, Ben. What up? Waiting room nature videos. A song in Mixolydian B. You're going to have to help me with the theory on that, but hey, Cloudburn. This is actually more what I'm looking for. I think that's kind of more what I'm looking for, just like that really, really basic arpeggio. And man, how would I'd love to make that in some way automated. How would I do that though? Because like it would be cool if I just hit one note. I'm not using that chord progression, but I kind of like this chord progression too, which is see like the managing that kind of time signature shift in Ableton would be real hard. But that's kind of what I was thinking of when I was doing this originally. What would that be? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'd be like 3 times 4, 13, 8. We've done that before, huh? I just want to try. I want to try this first. I don't know. And then it's like emphasizing different notes. Because what you can do is you can emphasize every 4th note. And that would change how you perceive it. I like 13/8 too. It's a really fun time signature because it's a really fun time signature because it's just long enough for you to get used to a specific rhythm before it throws it out the window. That was the wrong thing. I was going. Yeah. Okay. So the problem I'm having with this is if we try to keep with the time signature changes, it'll get real confusing real fast. Oops. I like that a lot. Because you have this... Okay, this is actually really interesting. Because with these notes, you get kind of this polyrhythm going on kind of naturally because you have this... Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, so... It's actually really interesting. So let's work on kind of accentuating that. I'm doing okay, Vemix. How are you? This is very obviously an arpeggio, so let's just bump it where it's supposed to be, and we can move on from there. I think that frozen grains might not frozen grains. Frostbite might not be the right choice here, unless we go real subtle with it, but... Oh boy. Your whole life's changed now, huh? You see out there, Tito? Is there a squirrel? So I'm gonna try to mess with this a little bit and see if we can... So I'm essentially changing the notes around just enough so we have the accented notes, which is how human beings say words. We're just kind of changing around the melody. Cool. Okay, how does this sound? I actually really like the mood of this, and that's kind of what I was going for. So the one problem I have with this ethereal earth thing is that the chords are so set where if you have one, it sounds beautiful and wonderful. But if you change the note, it doesn't conform to the same chord anymore, and it just sounds kind of gross. But, you know, if we don't change chords, we don't have to worry about that, do we? Yeah, it actually does sound quite a bit like Metroid Prime, or just Metroid in general, especially with those kind of super clustered chords. going to turn more into a bass, I think, but there we go. Yeah, I played Metroid Prime. I think that was one of the few more modern Metroid games that I beat. I didn't play any of the following Metroid Prime games. But I really did enjoy Metroid Prime. Like, as a kid, I was blown away by the whole when something bright happened in front of Samus, it showed her reflection on her face plate. Like, that just blew my mind when I was a kid. Like, the attention to detail to that kind of stuff was incredible. Yeah, it's like that's kind of why I love the idea of game development, because you can add those real subtle hints of reality in there that really really elevate a game. Yeah, that has to be there. I mean, this is turning into a bass, but that's okay. Yeah, nope, that doesn't work there. This is going to turn into a bass. I'm kind of just shuffling everything around, but I'm trying to keep it organized in the process. So I'm going to just work on building out layers, I think. I'm going to try to use Frostbite a couple more times just to get used to how it works. Just grabbing random factory presets, and then I can mess with it from there. But I'm thinking some kind of like a bell sound, like maybe FM synthesist, or you were using the singing bowls as a bell, and that like works super well. So I think I'm going to give that a try. I'm just going to steal all your ideas because I'm a creative vampire. I don't really know what that sound was. I don't think that's how vampires sound. Seems panned to the left for some reason. That's okay. Actually, we can make this 4 bars. Ideally, I'd like to make all these loops like separate lengths and get some really crazy polyrhythms going. Let's use the right thing. This is like in a weird key. There we go. Okay. We're getting there. It's a little atonal still. I don't really know what Frostbite is doing in this case.
Remember to save.
Hey everybody, remember to save. Man, time's going by real fast. Why is it so heavy on the left? Is that just the sample? It must just be the sample. Yeah, I need to dig into this more. It seems like there's a whole lot going on. I think it was because the dry was all the way down, and this was kind of messing with stuff. So first of all, yeah, so that's obnoxious, but at least we have the right notes now. I do intend on making this a little bit more cohesive, but I just want to get something first. I knew that was going to happen. That's funny. Amplitude, pitch. There we go. Okay, so we can go back into Frostbite. Let me see if I can suss this out a little bit more. We can have feedback, kind of a delay. Eighth notes, amount, ping pong. Is that on or off? That's kind of a weak UI. There it is. Okay, it is there. It's just real subtle. That's okay. Oof, man. So it's just a little loud now, which is okay. I can deal with a little loud. So yeah, this is going to be hopefully a chill song. And I want to keep it that way. I want to maybe add a couple drums in here, but for the most part, hey, Floof, how you doing? I'm okay, thank you for asking. Just kind of working on a chill song, trying to keep it chill. You know how we do and all that. Yeah. That's weird that there's like some, it must be this. Okay, let's roll with that. Chuck a chorus on there, chuck a reverb on there. Get a couple things going here. mess with this a little bit more. I do think I am going to call this Murmurations. It's one of those things that's been like stuck in my head for so long. I kind of have to do it. I'm sure you know how that goes. So that's a little too much for the it's got some really weird. I think the drive is messing with it. Maybe it's a little bit too much of a mix. I like the sound. Let's go like this. Okay. Where are we going? I feel like we've got a little bit too much resonance on this, which is causing some problems. We could go like this. Has kind of like a frigid vibe to it. Caffeine. Chug it down. You know what? Let's not even preview it. Let's just throw it in there. What could go wrong? Hilarious. It's actually a pretty good drum loop, but not for this. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of ways you could go about this. That's a pretty cool loop. I just want that for me. I mean, the thing is, really, none of these are going to fit because these are probably all in 4/4 time and mine's in 13/8. So it's like, what you gonna do? I think this is more the vibe I'm going for. But I'm gonna have to kind of tweak it around a little bit. Because one, I don't think this is in the right key. That was kind of coming in at E flat. So let's... I don't know how I feel about that. It's a little too boomy on the bass. Which I can cut out. Like, I can get a transient shaper and just cut out the sustains. But in that case, why not just do everything myself, you know? Giving it some rhythm helps a lot. Transients. Oof. Oof. Yeah. I don't know. I definitely still want to keep it chill, but that doesn't mean it has to be drumless, you know? So... So we can do the same thing with this. Yeah, ethereal is kind of what I'm going for. It's a little mechanical right now, so we need to fix that, but this isn't the right hat sample. Why are all these samples veering to the left? There. Oh, man. I'm also not a big fan of the snare on that. I think I might just be rebuilding this loop with my own samples, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. Where's my medium tom? I have a high and a low, but so we can do okay. So that's a good point of modulation that we can look into. Give it that kind of FM bass sound. Okay, I also think that this needs to be a 4-bar loop. This needs to get duplicated. And then these need to be a little bit more sparse. I need to turn on a fan because my brain is starting to melt. I'll be back in 1 second. Mentally, it's been a tough day. But that shouldn't deter me from at least trying to do something, you know? And I think we're on our way to something cool. But man, like I feel like I'm sitting in a fog right now. And I mean that's not going to stop me. If we make something that I'm not happy with, maybe I'll try just doing another stream on like Thursday or Friday or something. So it's like kind of whatever. That is a subby kick. I don't know. You know, it's kind of the whole idea that sometimes you just have to sit down and work. And there's obviously times where it's better to worry about self-care and focus on that. But I also, oh my God, I'm always off by like 1. But I think there's also times where you just have to sit down and try, you know? And if you try and fail, I mean, that sucks, but at least you tried. Look at all those doggos in chat. So it's like I want to try. I'm looking for like a clap. A clap snap. None of these are what I'm looking for, which I guess is not surprising because I've never really had luck with this pack, but I always go back to it for some reason. Actually, that's pretty close. We might be able to make that work. Nice. Whoop, not slice. Why is that so loud? Oh, because it is loud. Okay. That's exactly what I want. That's actually not bad. That's kind of curious. There we go. That's all I want. It's not hard. Okay, let's. I mean, I know what I'm going to call this song, so let's just lock that in now. 2020 0722 Murmurations. I do kind of like this snare though. Yeah, we'll stop audio for that. We'll chunk that in there too, just to have it. Ah, that's better. Nice layering. Whoop. I want all of this gone. I want all this gone. Clean out your desk by Friday. There we go. Nothing but a timer camera is hard. Yeah. Definitely requires a lot of patience. Jeez, I apologize. I forgot how loud that was. Good proper. Yeah. I mean, it's very easy to not like pictures you take of yourself. So my thought is we can just extract random bits of this. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to extract bits of this and then kind of gives it that ethereal sound. I don't want those crashes though. That's too much. That helps. Okay. Well, we've got a thing. So now what do we do with it? I guess that's the real question. Yeah. That is a good question to ask. So we could extend this loop out a little bit more. Maybe have some kind of a lead thing that moves on to something else. I don't really know. Like I don't want to get too complex with this, and it's very, very easy for me to get complex. I just want to stay focused on the idea here instead of trying to go whole hog with something completely different. Oh. Cool. That's all I wanted to do there. So. So if we have this, we can have another. So I'd like to have something in the higher end. Because a lot of this is working around layered arpeggiations, and I want to focus on that. Yeah. So yeah, we'll just work on iterating this, I guess. Oops, there we go. The tiny screen on the back of the camera. Yep. Yeah, it's real easy because that thing's like a 520 by 240 pixel screen or something like that, and it's really easy to look at that and be like, oh, this looks like crap. Well, it's like, yeah, everything's gonna look like crap on that. Oh yeah, that would do it. Ableton, would you flip and listen to me, please? Thank you. Okay. So I'm thinking about adding another kind of a more sweeping low bass. And then we can maybe work with that a little bit. It's kind of another layer. Again, trying to keep it minimal. Trying very hard to keep it minimal. It's not easy, but hey, that's the only screen you look good on. I don't know. Might have a rough time with that. Why isn't that working? Oh. I don't know if I like that. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm really uncomfortable today. I'm just trying to figure out what to do here. It sounds like too metallic, and I don't really know where that's coming from. Is this like weird metallic sound to it? I think having the reverb on there is not doing me any favors. Is the pedal on? I don't want it to Um, why is it going there? Stop it, Ableton. I'm having one of those days where everything I try to do just kind of gets blocked. You know? It's frustrating. It's not the bass that I want, though. Man, I'm really uncomfortable today. I don't know why. I'm also thinking you could do have like a little breakdown here, but I don't know if that. Then I have to deal with Ableton not understanding how to subdivide measures, which kind of sucks too. But we could go like this. Easier if I push that to yeah, it would be easier if I pushed that to a delay channel or a delay send rather than trying to fit it in a fancy way. Yeah, that's way better. Okay. Like, I super dig the groove, but for some reason it's just not clicking with me, and I'm trying to figure out why. Honestly, I think we can extend this out. Like this. And have this kind of fade out. Let's do a little bit of automation here, see if we can get something going. Is frozen. So yeah, let's try to like create a sonic sound or a sonic soundscape. Yes. Yeah, take care, Toxic. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you hanging out. It means a lot, especially in days like this, you know? And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm trying not to be down on this kind of stuff because there's a lot going on in my life right now. And I'm feeling a little mentally overloaded. And you can only do so much. And understanding those limitations is important. But also, staying true to the obligations that you set is also important. So it's kind of like this weird dichotomy that you have to maintain. And yeah, I could have canceled the stream and I could have just like not done it this week, but I think it's also important to stick with things. I don't know. It's real hard to make those judgment calls. I think this might be a little too aggressive. Yeah, it's like something like that. This is really like not really 13/8 time and more like 26/8 time. My brain is not enjoying trying to pick apart how I want to do this. Yeah, see, this is making the tempo too obvious. I don't want to do that. I just don't think this is the right pluck for the job. So let's try to find something else. Oof. That's a cool sounding pluck, but actually, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I've just, like I said, I'm just kind of flailing around right now. I'm not, it's not a bad thing. It's never a bad thing. And it's not like I'm frustrated. It's just like there's this idea that I want to do. And I'm just kind of mind flooded with everything else that's going on. And hard to talk about. Okay, go with that. Yeah, and I mean, I'm not trying to vague book it or anything. Like, I'm not trying to be intentionally vague, but like, the short version is my grandfather's in hospice and he's not doing well, and it's just, it is what it is, and there's not much I can do to change that. And like, it's not easy to deal with. But I also still want to keep doing things. I don't want to get mind flooded and just not make anything anymore. Like, that's why I sat down and streamed yesterday, because that was very therapeutic for me. So, like, I want to keep focused on doing things. Let's simplify this. So yeah. It's just been a tough week, and like, I've been having some very serious issues that I've had to deal with at work as well, which have kind of compounded all of the stress that I've had to absorb. Thankfully, a lot of those issues were resolved today, but having dealt with them for the past actually last week too, so 5 days. It has not put me in a good mental state. And like, we can talk about that stuff. I'm not against talking about like mental health, obviously, because that's a very important thing as an artist, to have a strong foundation of mental health. And I'm so glad that I have like the community to help with that it means genuinely a great deal. But I mean, it could also only do so much, unfortunately. So it's trying to figure out what you can do and what you can't do. And so making trap hats with this floppy hat is probably not the best way of going about this. But let's just go like this. I apologize. I mean, I don't have to apologize. I'm not like... There's a standard of quality that I feel like I should be presenting to people, and I don't feel like I'm doing that right now, and that's not really the point. And this was the last 2-hour track challenge as well, where it's just like, there's something that I want to do, and it's just not getting there. But yesterday it was. So it's like, it's not a permanent thing. It's just one of those things that's just happening. it's happening and it has to happen, and that's just how it goes. So it's kind of like you deal with it the best you can. And that is the best way to describe life. You just deal with it the best you can. Sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's not. There. Let's get a good hat. But like make it real much quieter. So I'm dealing with it. It's hard to express that kind of stuff. Like, aside from cats, there hasn't been any deaths in the family for a while, and that's hard to process. But you know, what are you gonna do? Just focus on what's ahead of you. Caffeine's not really doing anything for me today. We are at 49 minutes, huh? We ran out of remember to saves. I was like, man, this is the longest 15 minutes of my life. Yeah, okay, so we can just keep moving on with this. I actually kind of like dropping the beat there. Why not? Classic. It feels like it's missing some kind of tonal center, and I'm not entirely sure what that is. It's kind of a big deal. You kind of need something to help coalesce this whole thing. Coalesce this whole thing together. How about, this is something I was thinking of earlier today, and I don't know if it's really the right call, but it might be weird. We go to an auto filter, we set it really sharp like this, and then we set the LFO on it. That's pretty funky. Let's go like... Yeah, okay, that's more what I'm looking for. But I should try to create some kind of rhythmic something here. Doesn't have to be aligned with anything else, just... But yeah, that's kind of neat. I was thinking about that earlier today. It's always a fun thing to do, to just keep the same note but modulate the kind of the band pass on it. So that'll go there. Oh, right. Probably want the whole drum beat. So yeah, I'm just kind of freestyling it right now. I think that that's probably going to be the better way of handling this, to help with whatever mental blocks I'm currently struggling with. And this, I have to remember, this is ambient music. It doesn't have to be this huge thing. It can just be chill. It can take some simple elements and it can expand on those elements in a creative and interesting way. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, here's 5 new things over the next 30 seconds. Good luck. I have a very hard time dealing with that right now. It's yeah, it's real easy. I'm getting caught in a lot of my own traps, and it's part of the problem with being a creator. But you gotta kind of learn that stuff, and you gotta learn yourself. And I feel like to some degree, like when you get stuck in traps like that, it's part of your skill level plateauing in some degree, and that's usually a good thing, because that means you've gotten to like a next level of your skills. So it's like it can get very frustrating because you're not doing what you want to do, but you're also doing something different. And yeah. Jeez, that's loud. Oh. I want to do something kind of dumb with this. That'll throw them for a loop. I also want to take this master volume and I want to fade this up a little bit because it's obnoxiously loud. It's better. Okay. Like, I super vibe with this. I'm just trying to... think of other things we can, There's a lot of weird things we can add to this, but I don't really know if it's, something that works or not. So these are this is from the micro sample pack. This is I took a power cable or something and I twirled it around. And I slowed it down here. And now I'm going to see if I can, hey, Captain Subtle, how are you? Happy Wednesday to yourself. Having an existential crisis today. Welcome. No, I'm doing okay. It's just been a rough day. So that's how things go sometimes, though. Jeez, that's loud. Yeah, appreciate it. I really do. I mean, I really do appreciate it. Like, I'm so glad that I have people here to support. And just, like, able to... God, stop being so loud. It's like right at the end of that note, which is why it's so loud, but I don't want to wait for the whole thing. Actually, that sounds exactly like, not exactly, but it sounds like bird wings fluttering, which, if we're going to call this song Murmurations, which I already decided we are, that's perfect. Because that's what murmurations are, at least in this context. I like this song. I think this song is great. I feel that the mental process that took me here definitely had some rocks in the road. But that's not going to stop me. It's just going to slow me down a little bit. And it's okay to be slow. The thing you don't want to do is stop or go backwards. Sometimes it happens, but try to avoid that. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, in that, putting it that way, the 2-hour track challenge is kind of running towards the destination as fast as possible, but excuse me. I think it's also okay. Yeah, thank you. I'm really enjoying it as well. Just like I said, it's been kind of a process to get here. Can go to the melon pack. Probably not the right thing for this. Yeah. I'm hoping to like find some kind of I don't know, like some kind of extra thing to just give it a little bit more depth, but do we really need that? The stronger strike might be better. Then I can, because I really like having that transient there, but I also know that the rest of this is going to be a little aggressive. What are you doing? Ableton has also been fighting me like all day, which is not great. Nope, I like the other one better. Get out of here. I'm going to reincorporate that. I've really been turned off by using 12-tet keyboard triggerlings. Is that like the grid for triggering samples like a machine? Oh boy. Should compile them all together and release them as a sample pack and become 100 air. Or at least a 10 air, a dozen air. Because I know people love their samples. I don't know if this is the right way to go. Signal metronome, linear time, editor music. Yeah, why not? I don't know. Like, there's always people will buy anything. But yeah. Why are you? There we go. Yeah, I'd love to learn how to do that a little bit more, because I think there's so many possibilities when it comes to making music with that stuff. But yeah, and that's why I don't, because it can be very painstaking. 29 minutes left already. Oh man. I have been having a day, huh? It's fine. It's all good. Yeah, I haven't opened it in a long time myself. I think partially due to Contact being or that particular instrument was very, very CPU heavy, but I think with some of the more recent updates to Contact, that got changed. So my thought right now is to kind of take, come on, Ableton, take some stuff and turn it into other stuff. Yeah, Contact's kind of a hog in general. So I'm gonna take this and move it around a little bit. Rambling point being that I kind of got sick of punching in MIDI data to trigger samples. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I feel you there. So I am kind of looking at making a different, like a B section or something here, even though I'm kind of running low on time. Oh, come on, Ableton, why? So I need to find, I was going to get, I don't know if this is appropriate, but like a ticking clock would be kind of cool. Why not? Throw it all in there. Throw it in the pot. Do I have any birds? Since this is that's like bird songs. Yeah, there we go. Come on. There we go. This kind of gives it a little bit more upbeat vibe, which I'm okay with. Oh my god, this one's still screwed up. Thank you. I think I took this off of... I can't remember what clock I took this off of. But it was a sample I recorded a long, long time ago. I've used it in a couple things. Okay, I'm getting distracted. I was looking for samples of a ride cymbal. Because I need something to fill in this gap here. So... I might not use it all the time, but it's still the perfect sample for me. Cringe looking at your old... Yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of looking back at your old work, because you can understand why it was bad. Because if you didn't look back at your old work and feel regret, like that might mean that you haven't progressed as an artist as much. So I think that to some degree it's good that you can look back at your old work and feel, maybe regret is the wrong word, but feel like you could have done better. Trying to find a new friend. It's a mix of... Yeah. Yeah, there's always I know how you feel. Do I have... I do have one on here already. Good. I'm just going to cut this out. So I want to bring back in the drums, but I also wanted to focus on the birds. That is not the sample that I wanted. Oh man, where's this going? Technically late 99. Yeah, I started writing music in 1996 or 1997. Yeah. It's real easy to get enthusiastic about that stuff. So, like, my whole plan here is, I don't even know if I want to keep this. Like, oh my god. It's okay. Like, it's fine. Like, this song is completely fine, and I'm beating myself up over nothing. But like, I'm trying to force something into existence, and sometimes it works and sometimes it does not work. And I think that's a little loud, huh? There you go. That's the dream, right? Okay, so this bass is kind of junky. That helps a bit. It's been pulling teeth lately, making music. It's not... I mean, we can talk about it. We can talk about it. I don't know. Season 13, you know. I'm always under the impression that 13 is a good number because I like the number 13. However, I can't help but think that part of this season has been a little cursed. And yeah, cursed might be, it's like the meme word, you know? It's so easy to just be like, oh, this is cursed, this is bad. And it's like, well, no, like there's just been, it's a product of the year that we've been having, for one. And I can imagine that most everybody's had a unique year, to say the least. Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of... Yeah, exactly. Like, there's been a lot of things in my life that have been good in 2020. Being able to work from home, spending more time with my family, mostly my wife, because my wife and cats. Like, it's great to have that flexibility. But obviously there's a lot of bad things that are going on, and there's a lot of mental overhead when it comes to just surviving, and that sucks. And it's hard to complain about that stuff because, like you said, a lot of people have it way worse off than I do, and it's very difficult to feel bad for myself in that regard. God, this song's only 2.5 minutes long. I could probably double each section here, and it would still sound pretty cool. But I don't know. But yeah, like this year has put a lot of mental overhead on basically everything, and that causes a lot of yeah, exactly. Like, things could be a lot worse for me, as I'm sure they are for other people out there. But yeah, it's just like, even if things are okay, there's still that mental overhead that takes place where you're just trying to stay above water, you know? I'm just filling out the rest of this song. Just trying to stay aware of what's going on, but not overwhelmed by it, is taxing and difficult. Yeah. Yeah, I go in waves when it comes to social media. Like, I try to stay connected because that's literally where all of my friends are, and I want to stay connected with them and make sure that they're doing okay and that they're safe. But conversely, I also have a very hard time staying connected for too long because all social media wants to do is push all of the garbage and the terrible things that are happening to people into your face. And then there's this sense of I don't even know what the right word is, but there's this sense that you should help. You should just be always helping and being there and doing all this stuff. And it just creates this obligation's not the right word, but it's just, and again, like, I know that me complaining about this is like, just got here. Yeah. Like, I'm trying really hard not to sound like I'm complaining, because obviously things could be worse for me. We're getting a bit real. Yeah, like, and that's okay. Like, I don't mind getting real. I think that that's important. And I like talking about this stuff on stream because, like, everybody's affected by this. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not trying to ignore everything, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, boo-hoo, and all that other stuff. It's just, yeah, those bears, why do they always have bad news? But God, it's just this, it's not even this year. Like, remember 2019 where we were just like, oh man, 2018's done. This is going to be a great year. No, that was crap. Same thing with 2018. I think that's been going on since like 2016. Like, it's just been, there's always been something wrong, and it's really hard to gauge what's doing that. And I think to some degree, it's, you know, social media. And I'm not like a tinfoil hat person who's like, oh, we've got to, they're injecting our brains with microwaves and creating like all this stuff. And it's just like, that's not it. It's just that there's so many things going on, and the internet makes the world smaller. And now you have access to all these terrible things that are happening. And it's just difficult to maintain. Just maintain and keep going. Keep going on social media, not like keep going as in staying alive. Just to be clear. But yeah. I just want to make things, and I just want to meet cool people and hang out, and it's progressively more difficult to do that. And that's frustrating. Like, part of me wants to move to the North Shore because they just got fiber internet wired all the way up the North Shore in northern Minnesota. It's just like, go up there and just live and not be affected by anything else. Yeah, Iron. And I agree. I mean, I think that that's just kind of a symptom of how the past couple of years have been going. And I'm sorry that I'm talking about political stuff. I don't like talking about political stuff just because it's like, it's not even divisive. It's just kind of like, ugh. Yeah. Yeah, and the problem with that is that doesn't bring in the clicks. I think one of the big issues with social media is one of the big issues with news, where misery is what gets people engaged because that's an emotion that everybody can feel all the time. Wow, that got really real. I'm gonna stop the timer. This song's basically done. We'll do a little bit of work on this, but I feel like the 24-hour news cycle social media and everything, like it's pushing a lot of this stuff on you. And unfortunately, like the only way to keep in touch with people is through these networks that make their money by keeping people engaged. And the best way to keep people engaged is to make them angry or feel threatened in some way. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, and I mean, whether it's intentional or not, it's definitely human nature for that to happen. This is a neat song. Yeah, that's literally what it is. I named this song Murmurations, which is when like hundreds of birds flock together and in like that big pattern. So yeah, I feel like there's a lot more things I could do with this, but okay, I'm gonna have that volume drop off a little slower. But yeah, overall, that's pretty much it. Yeah, no worries, man. Master saturation and mix tweaking. Yeah, yeah, and I definitely think it could use. And that's where I tried to like add this like bass pad in, and that just didn't work the way I wanted. And there's a lot of frustrating sound design in this one, which is unfortunate, but I think that's just how it goes sometimes. For me, anyway. Yeah. You're talking about like this last section just to have another layer of pads. I haven't used Absinthe in forever. Oh man, I used to know how this thing works. Apparently I only get the A's when it comes to actually that works pretty well. I think that'll work. I just need to go in and change the envelopes a little bit. Like I said, it's been a while since I've used Absinthe, but I think that'll work really well. I agree that it could use just a little bit more juice in this area. So I know we're over time, but oh no. Hey Mimi, how are you? Thank you so much for the raid or host. I appreciate it. Oh, I'm doing okay. It has been a very rough week, and this stream's been a little bit of a struggle, but we've made some good progress, and I'm not sad about that. How was your stream? I'm glad to hear that. Oh, gotcha. That was just a host. Sorry, I always forget what the difference between a host and a raid and all that other stuff is. Working on a new MIDI polyphonic expression synth based around physical modeling. Awesome. Wow. I only know what most of those words mean. But yeah, like it's really cool. Like I love Absinthe. I think that it's a wonderful VST, and I used to know it so well, and lately I've kind of fallen off that bandwagon. Just have this like gradually fade out over time. Yeah, I think that it's a wonderful piece of software. I just need to relearn it, really. I was kind of worried that we were getting some infighting here with all of the various things going on, but maybe not. Maybe I should go the other direction with this. I think it would work. I think it works better if we kind of bring it up over time instead of down, because then we're increasing tension instead of decreasing it. Maybe he'll finally make those Rolly pianos worthwhile. I love them so much, but their limitation, they have so many limitations. Yeah, that was, or that is my biggest gripe with Ableton and like the Rolly, because I had like one of those little Rolly blocks for a while, and I used it in like 3 songs because it was such a huge pain in the butt to get it to work with Ableton. It was a huge pain. So yeah, like I sold the Rolly, which is unfortunate because I really like the Rolly. Yeah, it's super old. But then it's like getting all of the I'm assuming that Ableton and everybody else would still like work with that. So I want the birds to stay up. Just kind of turn this into chaos. Cool. Okay, I think that's as good as this song's going to get for now. Like usual, I'll probably go back and give it a little bit of a polish when I get ready to release season 13, probably next year. So it'll give it some time to simmer, and I'll probably have some better ideas / skills to improve it. Then I do like this song. I think this song is good, and it's close to what I wanted to do, but just this mental state I'm in is very difficult to stream. And, you know, that's nobody's fault but my own. But, you know, I want to stream, and I want to, you know, keep doing this. I call them obligations as if it's like a bad thing, but it's also something that I want to do because I think that's important for me to continue doing. I've talked about the 2-hour track challenge a lot as like going to the gym for me. And as many of you probably know, if you skip going to the gym once, you're probably going to skip going to the gym again later on. And I don't want to do that. Even if I have a, quote, bad gym day, I still want to go, and I still want to make something. And I think that it's important that we do make something, even if it's not great. And having said that, even though this song isn't like my best, I'm sure it will be somebody's favorite. And that's still something that's really important, that I need to remember, that even though I don't like the song as much as I might, or saying I don't like it is wrong. Even though it's not like the realization of the song is not exactly what I was looking for, I think that it's still important. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Captain Subtle. I think that it's important to stick with it for a lot of different reasons. For one, for me, it's like going to the gym. For other people, it might be something fun to just sit down and watch. And I think that, I want to make sure that I stay consistent with everything, with everything else, because like we were talking about, the world's crazy, and sometimes it's nice to just sit down and hang out with somebody for a while. Like, I like these streams because I get to sit down and hang out with people for a while. But what I was saying before is, like, it's so easy to just dismiss something because you don't like it. But it's also like, here, I'll give you a very, very good example. I'm going to log onto my Spotify artist account real quick. There is a song on, I think like season 5 or 6 of the 2-hour track challenge called Lavamancer that I'm not a fan of, but somebody out there really is. Like, I have no idea where that came from, but there's somebody out there that extremely loves this song. And I'm so glad that even though I wasn't a fan of it, that I put it out there, like, because somebody likes it. And I mean, the revenue or whatever, like, that's not the point. The point is that it's giving somebody joy out there, and the fact that even though I didn't like it, I still put it out there. That's important to me. I think this really was like one big spike. Like, they listened to it. I don't really know what happened there. Like, somebody listened to it 138 times in one day, and then it kind of went back down. But the point is that it's like, and through Pretzel, my metrics are the same. Like, the Lavamancer is like the song that gets played the most by one person, probably. But on Pretzel, that's still like the biggest song that gets played. So I don't really know what's up with that. But I'm not a huge fan of that song. It was one of those songs where I finished the stream and I was like, oh man, I could have done better, but considering the limitations that I had set upon myself and just how things went down, that's how it went down. And I'm going to keep it that way. And the fact that I put that out there, even though I wasn't like in love with it, I think that there's still value in that, where it's not just putting stuff out that you like, it's putting things out that other people might like. And I think that that's really important for what my brand may or may not be considered to be, where it's just like, I want to make things, and some of it you won't like and some of it you will, and hopefully you'll have the peace of mind to be able to pick through those things. And maybe that's asking a lot of customers sometimes, or consumers, but I think that it's more important to throw everything out into the world rather than just pick and choose the little things that you feel are the most important. Does this loop okay? Yeah, that loop's okay. Yeah, exactly. And I think that it's entirely possible that somebody is using that Lavamancer song as one of their stream commands, where it's like, if somebody follows or if somebody does something on stream, then they trigger that command and then it plays, and then I get a play gets triggered. Excuse me. And it's entirely possible that that's why that's happening. But either way, it's like the fact that it exists allows somebody to do that. And I think that that's really important. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I do think I'm going to get going and probably take a mental break from screens for a while. But I really do appreciate everybody hanging out and being part of this. It does genuinely mean a lot to be able to sit down and chat for a while and make something. Even if it's, not my favorite, it's still something cool. So yeah, I hope you all have a good rest of the day and a good rest of the week. I'm going to try to stream on Saturday or Sunday. I'm not entirely sure what yet, but I do think that I want to keep streaming because even if it's not like super productive, it's really nice to sit down and just chat and be social, I guess. Being social is really hard right now. I was talking to my wife about that, and it's just like we love each other, but it's like if we only talk to each other, there's not a whole lot going on. And Christine had her Animal Crossing group that she used to be super involved in. Those people kind of got spread to the wind a little bit. And they come back for the updates, but that's about it. So it's like finding time to be social is hard. And even though I'm an introverted person, more or less, like it's still important for me to talk to people. So streaming's good. And I'm glad you guys are here for it. So I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to go get going, probably have something to eat and try to figure out my evening. I really do appreciate your time and hanging out. It was a lot of fun. And thank you so much for being a part of all this. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, take care of all yourselves too. So thanks again. I'll see you later. Bye.